So you have made the decision that this year you are going to finally take your video editing skills from beginner to advanced. And let me tell you, you are in the right place, because in this video, I'm going to show you some of my favorite Adobe Premiere Pro little tricks and tips that you can also implement in your own editing workflow to take it to the next level. So without any further ado, I really hope you will enjoy them and you will find some new tricks and tips here, and let's get right into it. So here's the first one. Let's say you have had a lot of footage on your timeline and you've been sifting to it, you have cut out the parts that you didn't want, but now you have all these gaps on your timeline which are black right in between the clips. And what most people do in this case is they just simply click on the empty part, and then they select the space there, they click delete on their keyboard, and they do a ripple delete. And this is not a bad way to do it, but the thing is, if you have a lot of these little gaps on your timeline, this is going to take a while. So here's a more efficient way to do it. You basically just want to come up here to the top to sequence, and then here you have this setting called close gap. And then you want to click on this, and as you can see, just like that, it got rid of all the gaps on your entire timeline, and it took a whole lot less time than having to do one by one manually. So next up, this is going to save you a lot of time as well. Let's just say you have a long talking head clip of someone, right? And you want to apply the same effect to every single piece of video, right? But you have already made all these cuts. So right now you can see I have this talking head clip of me, but there are already 4 cuts in it. I have 4 different pieces of video. So I could basically just apply my edits to one of the clips and then copy those settings and paste them onto the other ones as well. Or what I could also do is, if I want to add the same effect to the source clip, so it makes the adjustment in all of the cuts as well, then I can just go ahead, drag and drop my effect onto the actual source clip here in the library, and you can see now it actually added it onto all the different clips, even though they are not quote unquote connected now. But yeah, basically, if you want to apply an effect to the entire clip or the entire file, then you can just drag it onto the source file here in the library, and then it will be applied no matter how many pieces you have cut it into. Alright, next up we have a quick little shortcut here that is very, very useful, especially when you're trying to edit fast. And basically here's how you use it. So if you want to cut everything to the left of your cursor on your clip and basically make a ripple delete at the same time as well, you can just put your cursor and your playhead where you want to make the cut, and then press Q, and as you can see, it deleted everything to the left of it and also got rid of the space in between the 2 clips. Now if you want to do the same thing but on the right side, just place your playhead where you want to cut the rest of the clip to the right, and then press W on your keyboard, and as you can see, it got rid of it just like that. So this is a lot more efficient than using your blade tool and then manually basically having to go ahead, make a cut here, then press A again to get back to your regular mouse or your regular selection tool, and then select it and then press delete and then get rid of the gap by doing a ripple delete. It is just way more efficient to just press W on your keyboard or just to press Q on your keyboard, and you can go through footage blazing fast using these 2 shortcuts. So definitely make sure to implement them in your workflow. Alright, so next up, let's do a quick music related trick, and this is basically a really cool way that you can use in Premiere Pro to adjust the length of your song. So if you have a song that is maybe longer or shorter than what you need for your project, for example, as you can see here, I have a over 3-minute song for this 1 minute of footage, then you can just select your song, right click on it, and then you can click here on Remix, enable Remix. It's going to analyze your entire song, and using AI, you can basically choose the target duration now here in your essential sound panels. So I'm going to set it at 1 minute or 60 seconds, and as you can see, it made all these cuts here where you can see these little adjustments. And if I were to play this back, this would feel literally, like I didn't do anything to the song. This remix feature in Premiere Pro is scary accurate and precise. So if you ever need to change the duration of a song, don't just try to find a place where you can cut it and then make it manually, and then you need to fade out this part and that part. No, just right click, enable remix, put in the target duration that you need, and boom, enjoy the technology that we have nowadays available to us. And talking about technology and music, let's take a minute to talk about the sponsor of this video, Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound is a really cool subscription-based platform where you can get all your sound effects and all your songs that you need for basically all your personal projects or client projects as well. And they have also rolled out a plugin recently for Premiere Pro where you can literally integrate your entire song library into Premiere Pro. So as you can see, this is how this panel looks right now. If I wanted to look up a song, I could just type that in here. I can also find my save songs in here, my playlists, and it's literally a drag and drop thing. So let's go into my favorites, and I'm going to go ahead and click here on the download right now on this one. And as you can see, as I click download, it just downloads it, and now it's available to me right here, and I can drag and drop it onto my timeline. And works the same way with all songs. So this is very, very cool. You can obviously also filter it, look at all the different type of tracks. You can look at all the moods, genres, and it will make your creative flow just so much smoother. They also have this new amazing feature called Sound Match, which basically just analyzes your entire content that's on your timeline, and it's going to suggest you songs based on that will fit its mood. So finding the perfect song has never been easier. So if you want to try out Epidemic Sound and also their built-in plugin, here's what you need to do. First, if you have Premiere Pro opened up, just close it and then open the Creative Cloud desktop application. Then you need to find and install the Epidemic Sound extension from the Creative Cloud desktop application. Then you can open Premiere Pro back up again. You need to start a new project or open an existing one, and then you go to Window, Extensions, and then Epidemic Sound. And it's literally simple as that. So if you want to try out Epidemic Sound and their new plugin, then go ahead and sign up with the first link in the description below. All right, let's move on to the next trick, and that is organizing all your files into one folder very, very easily. So as video editors, it's very easy to get disorganized, right? Where you have all your files in different places, and then maybe a few months from now, when you want to open up a project that you edited a few months ago, you don't have some of the files, and you have that annoying missing screen where you have that big red screen across the entire video, and it's just super annoying, and it can cause a lot of frustrations and lost time. So here's a way to easily put all your assets from your timeline into one folder after you're finished with a project. So here's what you want to do. You want to come up here to File, and then you want to go to Project Manager right here. And then after that, you can click here on Collect Files and Copy to New Location. And you can also click Exclude Unused Clips, so you won't include anything that you didn't end up using. And then after this, you can just choose where you want it to be put, right? So you can even create a new folder if you want. For example, I will name it, video, create it. I will just choose this. After that, you can press OK, and it's going to be saving your project, right? And it will put all the files that you have used into that one place there. So as you can see, I have the copied video here with my project file and all the assets that I have used so far in this. All right, so the next one is also a quick and easy tip, but this is very useful in my opinion. So basically, when you open up bins normally, right, it opens it up in a new window here or whatever layout you are using. And then it's very annoying because you have to manually close that panel over and over again to be able to unclutter your workspace. So instead, what you can do is you can just press Control or Command at the same time while opening up the bin, and then it's not going to actually open it up in a new window here, but just go deeper into it, so to say. And if you want to ever go back, you can just click here and it will go back. So that is very, very simple to do, but again, I think it's just a much better way to do it than having to open up the bins and then close them manually here just to get your space back. So this next tip is amazing for when you are using a jump cut. So for example, I have this talking head clip here, right? I will create a jump cut right here between these two. So this is how it looks right now. As you can see, it doesn't look the best. So what I recommend doing when you have a talking head clip and you are making a jump cut is basically just select either the first or the second clip, and then you want to go ahead and scale up one of them to around 120, usually works for me, or 125. And then this will allow this effect where it almost looks like it's shot from a second angle, because there's a big enough of a zoom in difference between them. So as you can see now, it looks like this. Which, you know, does hide the jump cut pretty well. Another thing you can do though is you can make sure that the eye level stays the same, so your eyes are just you know, on one line across both of the clips, which will make it seem a lot more natural. So for example, I will need to lower this second clip a little bit, just like this, and as you can see now, the eye level stays pretty much the same. Maybe I lower it a little more around here. And yeah, this looks pretty good, and you just hit a jump cut quite well. And then obviously for the next jump cut, you can just zoom out again, and then it will do the job pretty well. The next effect is going to help you when you are doing a lot of adjustments on your clip. So let's say you have a clip where you have a lot of effects on it, a lot of different keyframes. You know, it can get quite difficult to find exactly the one that you are looking for. So here's a quick solution for that. You can just click here on this funnel looking thing, which is called filter properties. Click on it, and then you can select show only keyframed properties. Or you can also use show only edited properties. So it's only going to show you the effects on the clip that you are actually using, right? So if I click on show only keyframe properties, as you can see, a lot of those just disappear there and then. And you know, basically with this, it's a lot easier to see exactly all the effects that you have on your clip and find the one that you need to adjust. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of this type of content, then go ahead and make sure to subscribe to the channel, and also check out my video editing community in the description below, where you can go from beginner to advanced in video editing within just a few weeks, and also learn about how to use social media. We have weekly group calls in there, material on all types of video editing software. So it's a very cool community. Go ahead and check out that. It's called videoeditors.io, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video.